So a couple of weeks ago, Lisa and I were on the I-5 and had a front tire RV blowout.
It was the I-15.
I-15, sorry.
Anyway, it was crazy.
Oh my word. It was life-changing.
It was insane. And if you haven't seen that video or you don't know what we're talking about, check it out. The link will be up there and in the description below. And it was one of the most terrifying things we've ever experienced.
Some people have asked me, what did it feel like? It felt like having four legs trucking along and all of a sudden one just starts dragging. And it was just, I was bouncing all over the place for the first few seconds, just trying to get a hold of that wheel and make sure I was aiming in the right direction.
Crazy, crazy. Anyway, you guys had a lot of questions for us after we put that video out. We've learned a few things since then.
Yes, we have.
And you know, our whole thing is when we learn things, we want to share those things with you guys. Maybe this will be slightly entertaining. How can this be entertaining? I have
So
no
we're going to
idea.
give a good review on our experience, a good review on the equipment, a good review on what we're doing differently, and also a response to your questions.
Yep, so let's dig right into it, dive right into it, drive right into it.
Now.
Okay, that was terrifying. We just lost, we blew a tire somewhere. Yep, front tire gone. It's on fire, can't get the extinguisher. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was so scary.
So before we actually do that review, consider subscribing to our channel.
Yeah, if you haven't done so already, it's easy. Hit that red button that says subscribe. Hit that bell icon.
Yeah.
Because that way you'll get notified whenever we put out new videos. And hit the like button if you like this video.
Oh, hi. So today, I want to talk to you about tires. So come on up nice and close. When you're inspecting the tires on your RV, make sure that everything looks appropriate. And of course, do the measure. Now we all know how to use a tire gauge. When you get a tire gauge, don't use the cheap free ones that they give you at gas stations and other shops. Get something that's a little bit more substantial. It has to have a lot more pressure in it than the regular cheap ones that need 35 or whatever to measure. This one has to go all the way up past 70. So this says it's up to 80 degrees, 80 PSI. Now on your tire, make sure you inspect it on a regular basis. Make sure that there's all that tread. It's great that it's not actually wearing on the inside more than the outside. When you stop, you could also check to see if it's too hot. Make sure they're all about the same temperature. Now if you have a tire pressure monitoring system, that will tell you the temperature and the pressure at all times. And we have 6 tires, so we'd have to get one that does 6 different readings. And I'm planning on getting one. You could probably buy them for about 185 bucks on Amazon. So that's something that's in my future. So another thing is that on the inside of this, there is a date stamp. It's 4 digits. It'll give you it's actually week 20, year 2019. There. Got it correct. Those dates. On tires, especially on something like this, you don't want to have a tire that's too old. Rubber has a shelf life. If it's a 9-year-old tire, it doesn't matter what the tread is on it. It's 9 years old. And 9 is way too old for a front tire especially. Maybe 7, 8, 9 years on a back tire might be fine, but you can also look between the treads and see linear cracks. If you see linear cracks, it's going to separate. So make sure you have a newer tire. Okay? If you're gonna gauge how old your tire is, first of all, inspection. You can take it to a tire shop, and then if it's 5 to 6 years old, that's probably about the max. So make sure you're riding on good tires. Make sure they're equal on both sides, the same tire, same pressure. I go pretty much to capacity on the tires, which is about 80 pounds.
Hey guys, we're just hanging out in Palm Springs, taking you along with us as we share our experiences from that tire blowout. And it's a really cool place down here. Lots of art and lots of fancy places. So hope you're enjoying the view. Now I know you guys had some specific questions for us that we want to address, and one of those questions is, did we have what we needed to actually change the tire ourselves? And that's a legit question. Kent, go ahead, take it away.
All right, so I have a jack, but to use that jack properly, I would need cribbing, and there's also a couple other limitations. So the answer is no. I did not have what I needed to fix it. What I need is I need a scissor jack that I can press under something that's quite low and low profile, and then start cranking so that I can get it up there, and then put in the hydraulic jack and take it farther, and then put in stabilizers. And then I would have what I need. But I need to have a secondary piece of equipment that goes underneath and can start from a low profile, okay? That's what I need. And then also a few more pieces of wood, which I had enough pieces of wood, but I wasn't still going to be able to put it with enough distance.
And lots of you guys said, why didn't you just use your hydraulic jacks?
Yeah, we don't have hydraulic jacks.
Bessie's that old. No hydraulic jacks. Yeah. Everything is manual on that girl. So, but it's a good idea. If you do have hydraulic leveling jacks on your rig, apparently you can use those to lift it up so that you can change the tire.
Exactly, and it can even like stabilize if you have to jack it and then stabilize it. Now, did we have enough of the tools to actually take off the bolts and all those things? Yes, we have all the tools to do all that.
Yeah.
We just need to have the strength to get it into where it is freed.
To safely lift it and hold it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting loud here. We should probably head on. All right, so we used the fire extinguisher obviously on that tire fire because it was so great because it was handy right by the door.
Yeah. And
so we recommend definitely have a fire extinguisher, probably 2 per rig or more.
Now I didn't think we used it up.
Yeah, because if you see the video, he just did like shh, shh, and that was it. So we're like, okay, well, it's probably still useful.
So we kept it around for a little bit, not thinking it was our primary anymore.
No,
so
we actually did replace it right away. Yes.
But we went camping out in the out in the woods and had a fire, and I'm like, I'm gonna try this one out. And so at the end, I went to put it out the fire with the used fire extinguisher. Nothing came out of it.
Like it was literally like shake it and there'd be a little bit of powder flicking through.
That's it. So once it's spent, it's done.
Do not hang on to an old fire extinguisher. If you've used it, it's garbage. Buy a new one.
Yeah, that's what we got to tell you.
And check the dates. Make sure that they're valid still. So one thing you guys mentioned is that Kent should have been wearing a safety vest.
I know. Now,
why weren't you wearing a safety vest?
If it was raining, I would have put on a yellow safety rain jacket. I would have been so visible, but I have a blue mesh safety vest. I couldn't find it.
Oh. Okay, what's the real reason?
Okay.
Cheater.
I don't like wearing it because I look silly.
Vanity, vanity, everything is vanity.
Horrible, I know.
But the truth of the matter is, it was tucked away way in the back of one of our bins on the highway side, on the freeway side. So that's another tip. Definitely wear your safety vest, your safety gear, and have your tools and your gear on the passenger side, because chances are if you have a breakdown, you're going to want to pull over on that passenger side of the road, not the driver's side. So we need to switch our bins around. We still haven't done it, but it's definitely on our list of things we need to get done ASAP.
So if you're stuck on the side of the road and you're putting out some warning to traffic, we use this. We just got this kit. Let me show you how to set it up. All right, so with this, you just push the button and you have an LED road flare. And there's 6 different button pushes to give you different sequences. So you put that on the ground like that. And as you can see,
that thing's lighting up really well, keeping that traffic away from you. So what you want to do is you want to push traffic back away from you so that when you're parked on the side of the road, traffic comes around and goes, oh, I better move over. That's the idea. Now the last one, if there's not a lot of room, you can actually just attach it to your bumper. It's a magnet. And there you go. I got 3 road flares set out. Now if you're on a highway, you want to set up the distance way longer because people are coming so fast, they're going to pass 1, 2, 3 really fast. So you want to put out the distance of these road flares farther. But there you go. We've got the corner of Bessie lit up. We've got road flare number 2, and we got road flare number 3. So pushing them away and out of harm's way. That's it.
So there's a couple more things to bring it to a close, and one of those is somebody asked about training, and that the big transport trucks, when those drivers get trained, they train that if they have a front tire blowout, to not apply the brakes.
How could you not apply the
I
brakes?
don't know.
It's like a natural thing. You're just like, hit
I
the
gotta look
binders
into that
and stop.
more. I know, because it's like, I need to not be doing this anymore.
But we have been told that that's what you're supposed to do. So research that, get some training in for sure.
So I'm going to do that. I have Smith training, but that's really how to drive safely around a city without getting an accident.
Yeah.
But that's not what we experienced. Number 2, have a emergency tow truck service already thought through who you are going to call and what service you're going to call in the event of a problem.
Yeah, definitely. We actually don't have like a AAA or anything
roadside
like that, roadside assistance, but we do have their phone numbers programmed into our phones.
Yes.
So we were ready to call them and just get that figured out when our Good Samaritan came and saved us.
Last but not least, if you're brand new to driving a rig, get out to a huge parking lot and try your backing up, try your turning, try your doing a full circle, go around or close to a couple of things. Just like motorcycle training, get out to that parking lot, practice, practice, practice. You don't want to be on the road going 70 miles an hour and not know how to respond.
Could this entire situation have been avoided? And really, that's the most important question for you, because you want to avoid this situation. Trust me, you don't want to have to go here. Could it have been avoided?
So to answer that question, there are ways to make sure that you are better, but unfortunately, you'll never be bulletproof, because you could pick up something at the drop of a hat, that debris that's on the road. You can have a failure of a tire that was manufacturer defect. You can't predetermine every situation, but what you can do is you can make sure, first of all, your pressure is correct, that you have newer tires, your brakes are working, and that you've checked your equipment. That's about the best you can actually do, and after that, you just have to be able to respond.
Yeah, I think the key is to always be checking.
Yeah.
We don't have a tire pressure monitor system installed, but we do check our tire pressures all the time.
And installing one in the future is
yeah, we want to get one,
yeah.
But even without one, we check all the time, and we just visually inspect the tires, make sure there's nothing weird. And Kent made a good point too. He just said, when you're traveling and it's hot out and you're in a really hot environment as far as the roads are concerned, it's a good idea to stop and pull over and give your tires a rest.
Because you're using them up.
Yeah, because they're just going to get hotter and hotter and hotter, and you don't want that. That's not a good thing. So just take those breaks. Also, a rest for you is a good idea, because that just keeps you safer on the road. So
take your time.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, you guys. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Isn't that awesome?
There you go. Thumbs up.
We are Living Light RV. We're grabbing life by the tail. We hope you guys are also grabbing life by the tail.
See you next Thursday.